It was more like the beginning of third year. I was in Brooklyn, and so I was following Sean Lee on Instagram, and he would give out signals. And then, and on IG, everyone used to think of him as like a god, Sean Lee. If you don't know who that is, he's probably, I don't know where he is right now. He's not on social media, but everyone used to see him as a god. And I remember once, and then I remember for one trade, I over leveraged on one of the trades, and I made 10K on just one trade that he sent on his Instagram. And that was my first 10K withdrawal. My first 10K withdrawal. I have never seen 10K in my bank account. And 10K for my family is a lot. Is a lot of money. I don't come from middle class. I come from a lower income class. So 10K was a lot. And the first 10K I ever made, my first 10K felt 10 times better than making my first six figures. Because the moment I made 10K, the moment I withdrew 10K and hit my bank account from FTMO, I was like, holy shit, this actually works. This can actually work. It gave me a sign of hope. After 2 years of blowing accounts, losing so much money, I was like, oh my God, this actually works. And that gave me hope, and that was the best feeling ever, that first 10K. And then the third year, and then what happened was a week after I made 10K, I put it all into Hugo's Way, which is an unregulated broker, and I lost all of that in a week because I was gambling. I wasn't really trading, I was gambling. And it happens because I didn't have no one to really teach me the proper trading psychology. And then the third year, after that, I blew my funded account, my 50K funded account, and I blew my broker, my Hugo's Way. I put all that 10K profit into Hugo's Way and I blew all of that. So I was back from scratch. So I had to get a job. I worked as a doorman. No, first job I worked in Uber Eats to pay rent, to pay for the challenges. And then after a while, I got a new job as a doorman. And I went back to college because I had lost hope, man. If you when you're in my position, when you spend a whole year on this and you put so much money into it, and then you just blow your funded account and blow all your money in your bank account. That 10K, that's all I had in my bank account, and I blew everything. I was back from scratch. I was also when I lost everything. When I mean I lost everything, I lost everything. I had nowhere to go. I had my parents lived in India. They don't live in America anymore. When I graduated high school, they went back to India. So I had nowhere to go when I was back, and I was couch surfing my friend's house. I lived with my best friend for 2 months in his house on the floor. So yeah, you could. So I my only option was college now because I had lost hope for everything, and then I was doing college full time. I was working as a doorman for 36 hours a week, and I was also training for a marathon and Ironman, which is basically a triathlon. And I had no social life for the third year. My third year, I spent 1 year. I spent 1 year with no social life. I mean, I had I would meet my friend, like my best friends, like maybe once a month type thing, or maybe once every 3 months. I was in monk mode. I even shaved my head. I was in monk. I don't even know why I shaved my head. I was in monk mode, literally monk mode. No Instagram, no nothing, no social media. I was literally just school, make food, work, go to the gym, days off, study for my test, do my homework, do laundry, make food, meal prep, repeat. It was just repeat same thing over and over again. It was very stressful and very hard my third year. I was down bad, man. I was not in a good mental state, but all that money I made from my doorman job, I paid rent and the excess went to challenges, and that's when I kept doing challenges over challenges and I blew them. I kept blowing my challenges. I kept blowing verification. I tried rushing the process. And it was actually through this where I learned and gained a lot of knowledge. Because when you lose a lot, when you're in a losing streak, that's where you gain the most. And it was in this phase where I learned about how to actually get proper trading psychology. So towards the end of the third year, I finally passed. I finally passed some challenges. I finally got funded, and this was after like 30, 40 challenges. Literally my life was work, school, gym, and all the money I had went to challenges. It was like either I was gonna make it or I was gonna freaking. Forex was the only thing in my that gave me hope. Forex was literally me being successful, and this was the only thing giving me the desire to live, the desire to look forward towards the future, me knowing that I will be successful through this. So whenever I blew the challenges, I was like, I don't care. I am gonna make this happen. All I need is that funded account. And then by the end of the third year, I got my 400K funded account after like 40, 30, 40, 50 challenges I've done. And then I got my accounts. And then my fourth year it's this year, 2022. And that's where I received all my accounts and I started managing it. And I started after 6 months, I withdrew. After 6 months of just compounding my account, I withdrew my first profits, which was I think like 40 something K. And then with that, I got more accounts, I bought more challenges, and then I became seven figure funded. And my trading psychology was at its peak. My discipline was at its peak. My everything was at its peak because I completed my goals of becoming an Ironman and running a marathon as well. The third year, I literally spent on working on my goals. It's all business. No fooling around, nothing. No smoking, no drinking. Just work, school, gym, and hitting these goals. And then my fourth year was when the seeds I planted in my third year, that's when the seeds grew. And that's when I became seven figure funded. I generated 175K in profits thus far. And now my trading psychology and all these experiences I gained from these past 4 years have been what has made me the trader today. So that's why I always say you need experience in this game. You're not going to be rich in the first year because you're not going to gain much experience in the first year. It'll take a couple of years for you to actually become a consistently profitable trader. And this course will also give you value and cut your learning curve. If I truthfully had this course when I first started with the blueprint given and everything and just following exactly what's on this course, I would have been successful much earlier. But at least I found this success, and it's cool how I'm paving the path. I literally discovered the path and now I'm showing the path to other traders, and that's the cool part. So third year, just work, school, gym, and then I was down negative 1K with everything, with education and everything. And then this one I was like down negative 3K I think, because I didn't have much, I wasn't working. And then third year was when I was down 30, 40K. And I also used so you might think 30, 40K, where'd you get 30, 40K from? Well, work. Also, like I said, I got 10K, which from the payout, and I also got unemployment. Was it unemployment? No, not unemployment. It was something. Stimulus? Was it stimulus? Stimulus is something, and I put that all into the challenges, and I failed that too. Seven figure funded, 6 figures in withdrawals. What else I got? And yeah. And then my fifth year, which is the upcoming 2023 year. So currently, my goal right now is to get 2 million in funding, and that will be the foundation for my fifth year. In my fifth year, I'm not expecting to become a millionaire because then I'll start rushing the process. I just want to trust my system. I'll just stick to my systems. But I know my 50 I'll be making multi six figures as long as I have that foundation of having 2 million in prop firm accounts. So that is like a brief overview of my journey, and I hope you gain some insight, and I hope you can see how this is a very, very tough industry to become successful in, and it'll require a lot of years, a lot of money spent, a lot of sacrifices. So that's it for my journey. I hope you learned something. Catch you in the next video.